Hello everyone, this is Lee Hendricks. Welcome to my channel that is mostly about gold prospecting. If you caught last week's episode, you know that I've just found a stream on private property which seems to have a fairly good amount of gold in it. But this is still unexplored, so I'm going to do some more testing today. You know, when you find gold like that on private property, you start thinking, well, maybe I need to get a dredge or a high banker or something. The best thing to do for now is just get a little more familiar with this stream and see what I can find. So that's what I'm going to do today, do some more testing. And at some point, I probably will get a gas-powered water pump. That way I can get some pressure on that high banker I made and see if that'll actually work. It needs more pressure to break up that, you know, the clay, gooey stuff in this stream, because it just doesn't have the pressure right now. But anyway, I'm going to get to work here, guys, and I'll show you some of my test pans. I've got my tripod today, so you can kind of see what I'm doing as I do it. I was walking down here and I saw some deer tracks. But yeah, you can tell there was enough rain Friday that it even washed more of this sand out right here. So it might be, you can see the black sand. So I might just do a little sampling right here where it's washing in. See if there's any more gold right here than at any other places. There's some entry places for new material to come down the banks, and you can tell where that's at. I also want to try to see if I can get an idea of just how deep the stream bed is here. So if you guys remember last episode, I was able to get gold in the very first pan. I've got a new pan today. It doesn't have the little small riffles on this side, so usually these stick out and they kind of wear on your fingertips. So I'm hoping this is going to feel a lot better using this. It's also a deeper pan, but I'm going to see if I can get gold on the first try again like I did the other day. Well, I had to put my pan down and look a little harder, but you can see the piece of gold now. It's really small, but again, I found that in the first pan. Now this is pretty close to the surface. And this stuff has no grit in it. But I'm going to run it anyway. Let's see what's below that. So we've gotten down into some greener stuff now below this other material. It's reddish. It's one of those irony looking rocks. Alright, so it didn't take actually too much shoveling to get a full bucket of material. that's the hole. And there's the bucket of material. It's kind of got an orange cast to it because I hit a layer that looks like it has iron in it. That's what we've got. So I'm going to sluice that down there and show you what I find. Alright, I sluiced out and only got like 3 microdots, and I actually had to go get my other pan. See this, your darker green pan. I don't know if you can tell it, but I think it's just because it hadn't been used much, but the water wants to beat up and it's lighter, so I can't, there's not as much contrast and I can't see the gold as good in these pans. So I'm back to the old faithful pan. It's cheap, but it is dark. But what I was going to show you is I'm getting back into some black sand again. And not only that, but there was a piece of barbed wire down in this area. You can see it right there. So that got fairly deep into the creek. And you know it's not all that old. So maybe I need to keep going. That's about 30 inches from the top of the water down. Well, I filled in that hole there. I didn't have much luck. I tried behind that rock way up there where the grass is hanging down, and I found one nice little speck there, but wasn't really anything too notable. So I decided to come back, you know, and dig right here where I've been finding. And that's the little hole I made. I didn't go very deep. I just kind of scraped the top, and that ended up being maybe a third of a bucket. It was a lot of black sand, and I tapped up what I could get. You can see all the little specks of gold. Is real fine. So it looks like what I'm going to get is going to be pretty small gold here, and it's going to be on the top, you know, 6 to 8 inch layer. And what's strange about this is you see all these big rocks down in here. Well, when I started digging that hole, once I got down in there, there were no rocks at all. So I don't know how far you have to go to hit rock again. So this may be a really deep stream bed. Maybe there's some ancient gold down there on the very bottom. I don't know. But it's sure written after, you know, 6 to 8 inches. It just doesn't seem to be anything after that point. But it's already getting, sun's going down. It's not even 5 o'clock, but you know, I think that's about all I'm going to do today. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I wasn't missing something, but the gold's there. It's small, and it's confined to just that top layer. So it may actually be easier to suck that with a, you know, a suction dredge than try to shovel, you know, down to a certain point. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. But that's going to be all for today. So I hope you guys have a good week, and hopefully I'll get back out here next weekend and see what I can find then. Until then, hope to see you watching my next episode. Take care.